Okay, so little tips for you for your World War II combatives, indeed any combatives, and that is get used to being able to do your favourite techniques in less than perfect conditions, because life isn't perfect. For every technique, there typically is a perfect range. You know, we would consider it imperfect to throw a jab from here, but we'd find it relatively perfect to throw a jab from here. Everything has its time and its place. But in the interest of keeping a toolbox small, how can we make sure our tools are multifunctioning and work in a myriad of different spaces in the grey gaps in between? I'll give you an example. With a chin jab, textbook chin jab, we'd step in nice and close, we'd drop, we'd step, we'd smash. Lovely, giving us range, enough power, enough penetration to really slam that in. But sometimes the range that we're given is this. So how can we get used to firing a chin jab that we like from a position that is not necessarily perfect or intuitive, but is necessary and normal? It could be that I've been surprised, I've stepped too close, they've stepped too close, they're taller than I thought, I'm shorter than I thought. It could be any number of variables. I could have been occupied, I could have been doing something, suddenly I'm here. Why should I learn an entirely new technique when I can take my perfectly good chin jab and just make sure I can generate power? I need to be able to generate power and force from this less than ideal situation. As well as learning textbook and having textbook, we need to be able to take the principles, drop step, we need to drive, we do all the things, things that you might have taken from historical texts, things that you might have taken from elsewhere. How do you apply the best of what you know and take something that is imperfect from here and make the best use of a tool that you already know and are familiar with and can work? Same with edge of hand blows. We'd love an edge of hand blow to give us enough space and time to talk, bam, and apply power. We want power, we want to smash in with this edge of hand blow. But sometimes we might be this close, or our hands might be a bit lower than we thought. So how can we generate power? How do we generate speed? How do we generate torque from a less than ideal space as opposed to an ideal textbook space? We need to be able to take everything we do, ideal, less than ideal, and still make it work. Ideal, less than ideal, and still make it work. Thunderclap, perfect, lovely little range. From here, I still need to be able to generate enough force, enough power, enough effect from here to make this work. I still need to do some modifications, but why would I learn an entirely new technique when I can take something I know and trust and just optimize it and get used to using it in somewhat imperfect conditions, because life is somewhat imperfect. So I would encourage you to go away and experiment and play with your favorite techniques once you've got them down, once you've got your World War II combatives down and you can do all of the stuff textbook. Make sure you can break it. How can I do my tiger claw from the side at a closer range than I would normally like? How can I do things? You can nail it straight on. This is easy. But sometimes life is this way around. Cash machine, whatever, at the bar. I need to be able to do what I'm good at and what I'm able to do from less than perfect situations. So take everything you know, try and break it up a little bit, try and make it work from compression, from dropped hands, from overly high hands, from the side and from behind. All of these are really good ways to make something imperfect as perfect as you possibly can under the situation. And you'll soon find that you work lots of very lovely power generation workarounds because you've been a bit more elastic in your thinking. So make sure you take your World War II combatives and put them through the prism, through the blender of real life, understanding that not every time we're going to be able to land these lovely textbook shots, and it might be as dirty as again, you've got to be able to play with it and make it your own. That is as important as nailing the textbook variant, getting the non-textbook but realistic and relevant to you iteration. So make sure you play with it. Take everything you know and love, twist it up, break it up, put it into places where it doesn't quite fit and try and make it work. The exercise will prove very valuable.